Found in a kitchen, this is a small white cylinder with numbers in increments of 20 from 0 to 200. It has a hole in the center, like it connects to something. What is it? Is that a part of an asthma inhaler? This looks exactly like the puff meter or dose counter from a metered dose inhaler, MDI, the kind commonly used by people with asthma. This small mechanical counter is integrated into the inhaler's plastic actuator. Each time the user presses the canister to dispense a puff of medication, the counter clicks down by 1, showing the user how many doses are remaining in the canister. This is a crucial feature to ensure they know when the inhaler is running low and needs to be replaced. This pen-like thing was found with hunting supplies. The finder thought it might be for putting powder in a muzzleloader, but their partner thinks it might be a small gun because it has a firing pin-like mechanism inside. The partner is correct, and this is an extremely dangerous item to be handling. These are actual .22 caliber pen guns. They are a type of clandestine firearm disguised to look like an ordinary ink pen. They are designed to fire a single .22 caliber rimfire cartridge. Due to their concealed nature, they are heavily regulated in many countries, and possessing one is often illegal without the proper licenses. The mechanism inside is indeed a firing pin. It should be treated as a loaded firearm and turned over to the police immediately. This metal object from the side of my house in Carlisle, Cumbria, is approximately 5 centimeters in diameter and is obviously threaded. It's pretty scuffed up. What is it? This is a piece of furniture hardware, specifically a type of connector used to hold together pieces of flat pack or self-assembly furniture, like coffee tables or shelving units. It's likely 1/2 of a barrel nut and bolt system. This threaded disc would be a barrel nut, which is set into a pre-drilled hole in one piece of wood. A connecting bolt would then be passed through another piece of wood and screwed into this nut, pulling the two pieces of furniture together tightly and securely. These Firestone solid axle solid rubber tires have always been at the finder's house. The wheels turn independently. Imprinted on the tire is static conductor and USAN, so probably Navy related. What are they from? These are believed to be the wheels off a US Navy missile or torpedo cart from around World War II. During that era, bombs, torpedoes, and missiles would be moved from the munitions bunkers to the airplanes or ships on small, heavy-duty handcarts like this one. The solid rubber tires would be durable and require no inflation. The static conductor marking indicates the rubber was compounded with a material like carbon black to make it electrically conductive. This was a critical safety feature to prevent the buildup of static electricity, which could accidentally detonate the sensitive ordnance being transported. This is a large stone monument or obelisk with Latin writing and images carved into it. It was found in a forest clearing in Somerset, England, and is about 2 meters high. What is it? This is likely a folly or a monument from the late 18th or early 19th century. During that period, it was a fashionable trend for wealthy landowners in England to decorate their large, landscaped estates with various architectural follies, structures built primarily for decoration. These could include imitation Roman ruins, Gothic towers, or classical obelisks like this one. They were often placed at scenic points in the landscape. The Latin writing and carved images would likely commemorate a historical event, a family member, or have a classical theme. The estate has since reverted to forest, leaving this monument behind. This old metal plate is in the kitchen floor of an old industrial terrace house in Manchester, UK. It is cold, like metal or stone, and is mostly flush with the floorboards. It has no handle like a hatch would. What is it for? I would assume this is the base plate or the hearth for a wood or coal stove. In many older homes, especially in the UK, the main source of heat in the kitchen would have been a freestanding cast iron stove used for both heating and cooking. This metal or stone plate would have been set into the wooden floor to provide a non-combustible surface for the stove to sit on, protecting the floor from the intense heat and from any stray embers that might fall out, thus preventing a fire. These seem to be solid metal. The white parts move and appear to be rubber. They were found at a thrift shop and were not attached to anything. The original post was removed. With the original post removed, a definitive identification is impossible. However, the description of solid metal objects with moving white rubber parts could fit a wide range of items. They could be some type of furniture hardware, like a heavy-duty caster with a rubber wheel, or perhaps a specialized clamp or jig from a workshop where the rubber parts are used for gripping without marring a surface. They could also be components from an old piece of exercise equipment or an industrial machine. Without a picture, the mystery remains. This is a large metal ring buried in a yard, presumably made of iron. What is it from? This is the outer rim of a buggy wheel. The commenter notes that it was not used on a wagon or a cart for work, as those wheels would be thicker to keep from sinking under a heavy load. The thinness of this rim indicates it was from a light-duty vehicle, like a horse-drawn buggy, which was used for personal transportation rather than for hauling heavy freight. The wooden spokes and hub have long since rotted away, leaving only the more durable iron or steel rim behind to be found in the yard. These 3 small plastic rings were found about a week apart on a kitchen floor. All are identical aside from color and have no identifying marks. What are they? The finders solved this one themselves. These are for their Wacom tablet and pen. While the solution isn't elaborated, these are likely the spare nibs or the small colored identification rings that come with a Wacom stylus. The nib is the part of the stylus that wears down and needs to be replaced, and the small colored rings can be put on the pen to personalize it or to distinguish it from other pens. However, an even stronger guess from the Reddit community, which I will add, is that they are the small plastic wheels from the bottom of a metal dog crate that sometimes fall off. This black rubbery cylinder has a grip on one side and a hole on the other. It's about the size of a fingertip and is lightweight. It was found on the living room floor, likely by the dogs. What is it off of? This looks to be a grip enhancer of some kind for a video game controller. These are very popular accessories, especially for competitive gamers. They are typically made of silicone or rubber and slide over the analog thumbsticks on a controller. They provide a taller, wider, and more textured surface, which can improve grip, comfort, and precision during gameplay. The hole on the bottom would be where it fits over the thumbstick. It's a common accessory for any household with a gamer. Found in a 1910s-1920s era trash cache, this is a small block made up of transparent slivers. The back pieces fall off as it's moved. The front bit is metal, and the rest is transparent slivers with 4 holes. What is it? This looks like the remains of a variable tuning capacitor, a common component found in old radios. A capacitor stores electrical energy, and a variable one allows its capacitance to be changed. In a radio, this is the component that is connected to the tuning knob. By changing its capacitance, you change the resonant frequency of the tuning circuit, allowing you to select different radio stations. The transparent slivers would be the thin sheets of insulating material, often mica, that separate a set of interlocking metal plates. This pleated fabric semicircle was found at the bottom of a laundry basket. It's light fabric and not elastic. It looks so carefully and specifically made that it must have a purpose. What is it? This kind of looks like the top part of an umbrella, specifically the small fabric rosette or cap that is located just below the metal tip, the ferrule. On many umbrellas, the canopy is not just a single piece of fabric, but is made of several triangular panels. At the very top, where all these panels meet, there is often this small, pleated fabric piece that covers the stitching and provides a finished look. It's possible it came off an old or broken umbrella and found its way into the laundry basket. This red cylinder is on top of a streetlight. This video was taken in Manhattan. None of the other nearby streetlights have one of these. What is it? Surprisingly, this is a cartridge for Dectomax Injectable, an anti-parasitic medication for cattle and swine. How and why it ended up on top of a streetlight in Manhattan is a complete and utter mystery. It's a common product used in veterinary medicine on farms, but it has absolutely no business being on a city light pole. It was likely thrown up there as a prank or by someone who found it and didn't know what else to do with it. It is one of the more bizarrely out-of-place items. In a garage wall, this appears to be connected to something. The black part is hard plastic and is attached to metal hardware or cabling. When it's pulled, movement can be heard inside the wall. What is it? This looks like a Wingets brand wall anchor, or a similar type of heavy-duty hollow wall anchor. These are used for securely mounting items like grab bars, shelves, or handrails to a wall where there is no stud to screw into. The anchor is inserted into a hole in the drywall. When the screw is tightened, it causes wings to expand behind the wall, clamping the anchor firmly in place and providing a very strong mounting point. The sound of movement in the wall is likely just the anchor's wings settling or the object it's holding shifting slightly. These are very heavy iron doors, about 3 feet in height, bought a while back at Goodwill. Any idea what they are? These are Indian saloon doors or gates, also called biscottini wooden gates, though these are iron. This style, with ornate ironwork or heavy carved wood, is a popular design in India. They are not full-size doors, but shorter saloon-style gates that would be used to divide a space, perhaps in a courtyard, a garden, or as an interior design element, while still allowing for airflow and visibility. Many Indian furniture resellers have them listed, and they are a distinctive architectural feature. This is some kind of light booth found at a scrapyard in Australia. It's about 2 meters tall. The top section has a big HID bulb inside a reflector, and it seems designed to shine straight down into the open frame space below. Why? I believe that you're correct, that it's a floor lamp, specifically a high-end display lamp from the 60s or 70s. Its design is for creating a very dramatic, focused pool of light. It would have been used in a retail setting or a modern home to highlight a specific object placed in the empty frame space below, perhaps a sculpture, a piece of art, or a high-end product. The powerful HID, high-intensity discharge bulb, would create a very bright, theatrical spotlight effect on the item being displayed. Found in a new house, this is rigid plastic, no flex, one solid piece, with 4 small circles on the back, one with the letter B. What is it? This is very likely a sewn-in blinds weight, sometimes called a blinds weight without tabs, or blinds weight without horns. These are flat, weighted plastic or metal bars that are inserted into a pocket at the bottom hem of a roller blind or a Roman shade. Their weight helps the blind to hang straight and ensures it rolls up and down smoothly. Unlike weights that clip on, these are designed to be completely sewn into the hem, hence the lack of tabs. The B is likely a manufacturing mark. Found in a bag with some broken cell phones, this is a small, heavy for its size, gunmetal-colored object. It appears to be hinged and has a slight rattle, but will not open to lay flat. A banana and a nickel are shown for scale. What is it? This looks to me like 3 links from a metal watchband that have been connected together and removed from the main bracelet, likely during a resizing. A metal watchband is made of many individual interlocking links. When a new watch is purchased, a jeweler will often remove several links to make the band fit the owner's wrist. These 3 links, still connected to each other, would be the leftover pieces that are given back to the owner in case they need to be reinserted in the future. Found in a bathroom drawer, this is a roughly teardrop-shaped object made of bendable rubber with a diamond-shaped texture on its surface. It has a groove that circles its outside edge and is lightweight and black. What is it? It looks like the grippy inside part from the handle of an eyelash curler. Many eyelash curlers have finger loops for operating them, and these loops are often lined with a soft, textured rubber insert like this one. This provides a comfortable, non-slip grip for the user's fingers. The groove around its edge would be where it fits into the plastic or metal finger loop of the eyelash curler. This one has likely fallen out of the curler's handle. Attached to the roof of a Seaper 1920 house in Victoria, Australia, this is a mystery. Nothing seems to be connected to it from the outside. What is it? This is where the overhead power lines or the overhead telephone line used to connect to the house. Before underground service became common, electrical and telephone wires would run from a utility pole to a sturdy insulated attachment point like this one on the roof or side of a house. This fixture would provide a secure anchor point for the service drop wires and insulate them from the building structure. The service has likely been updated or moved to an underground feed since then, and this old hardware was simply left in place. This is an unknown sort of metal and plastic handle, about 12 cm folded, found on an attic. A handle on the bottom turns, but does nothing. The nook on the top is not sharp. What is it? It's a guitar string winder with a built-in wire cutter. It's an older model. This is a very common tool for guitar players. The main part fits over the tuning peg on the guitar's headstock. The handle allows the player to turn the peg very quickly, which makes changing strings much faster than turning the small peg by hand. The nook on the side is a wire cutter used to snip off the excess string after it has been installed. The commenter notes this older model is missing the bridge pin removal tool found on many modern versions. Several of these small cages were found in the fire pit of a new home in the UP of Michigan. They seem to have been there for a while. What are they? They are Suet bird feeders. Suet is a high-energy food made from animal fat, often mixed with seeds or insects, that is offered to wild birds, especially during the cold winter months. It is typically sold in square blocks or cakes. These small wire cages are designed to hold one of these sweet cakes. The cage is then hung from a tree branch or a bird feeder pole, allowing birds like woodpeckers, nuthatches, and chickadees to cling to the cage and peck at the suet. The previous homeowners likely used their fire pit to dispose of old empty feeders. This thing is attached to a balcony on the 7th floor of a building in Victoria, BC. None of the other balconies have one. A reverse image search says it's part of a car engine, which it clearly isn't. What is it? This looks like an outdoor gas heater, but it's missing the top reflector cover. These heaters, often seen at restaurants with outdoor seating, are commonly powered by a propane tank in the base. The gas flows up the central column to a burner. The burner is usually covered by a large, umbrella-like metal reflector that directs the infrared heat downwards. This is just the base, column, and burner assembly of one of these patio heaters. The crucial top reflector is gone, making it look a bit strange. These are very heavy, I assume solid metal, and they are about 3 inches. Some have a band going across the bottom. They are heavily rusted. What are they? A post showing something very similar confirms that these are World War II era 45mm armor-piercing rounds. The 45mm was a common caliber for Soviet anti-tank guns during the war, such as the Model 1937, 53K. These projectiles are solid steel shot, designed to punch through the armor of tanks and other armored vehicles through sheer kinetic energy. The band around the bottom is the driving band, a softer metal that engages with the rifling in the gun's barrel to impart spin to the projectile. These are dangerous, unexploded ordnance. This metal object, about the size of a banana, is possibly cast iron and weighs about 1 kilo. It was found in a new home in the UK. What is it? This is a burner for a gas BBQ grill, possibly made of cast iron or brass. The burner is the component in a gas grill where the gas and air are mixed and then ignited to produce the flames that cook the food. They come in various shapes, but are often H-shaped, oval, or bar-shaped like this one, with a series of small holes or ports along the sides for the flames. This one was likely from an old grill left by the previous homeowners. This little black plastic motherboard thing was found in the footwell of a Toyota Yaris, though it could have been tracked in on a shoe. What is it? This is the PCB, printed circuit board, from a TileMate Bluetooth tracker. A tile is a small tracking device you attach to your keys or wallet. If you lose the item, you can use your phone to make the tile ring or to see its last known location. A teardown of a TileMate shows this exact circuit board inside. The outer plastic casing has likely been broken or opened, causing the internal PCB to fall out. 2 huge drum-shaped things are on the corners of a pair of billboards. They're gray and covered in little squares and weren't there last week. Are they some kind of antennae? Yes, these are antennae, but they are housed in a stealth canister for a cell site. A cell site builder confirms this. To make cell phone antennas less visually intrusive, especially in urban or scenic areas, they are often hidden inside these canisters, or shrouds, that are designed to look like something else, like a flagpole, a cactus, or in this case, a part of the billboard structure. The canister is made of a material that is transparent to radio waves. The small mesh holes are for airflow to cool the antenna equipment inside. This small metal spring part was found next to a mailbox. It looks like it may have sheared off. The finder is worried that it's a part of their truck. What is it? This is a double coil 3-4 lock washer, also known as a spring lock washer. Its purpose is to prevent a nut or bolt from loosening due to vibration. It is placed under the nut, and as the nut is tightened, the spring is compressed flat. The tension in the spring creates friction and pressure, which helps to keep the nut from backing off. While it is used in automotive applications, it is a very common piece of hardware used in countless types of machinery and structures, so its presence near a mailbox doesn't necessarily mean it came from the finder's truck. This hollow, pink-black plastic ball was found buried in the ground. It's about 3 inches across, seems to have condensation inside, and is connected to a thin black rod leading deeper into the ground. What is it? This kind of looks like the 90s toy Skip-It. A Skip-It was a very popular children's toy that consisted of a plastic hoop that you would put on one ankle. Attached to the hoop by a plastic rod and a cord was a plastic ball. The child would swing the ball around their ankle and then have to jump over the cord with their other foot. This looks like the ball and rod part of that classic toy, which has been buried in the yard for many years. This odd-looking box, with 6 stubby antennae, is mounted on the ceiling of an airport jetway. What is this piece of networking hardware? This is a high-density Wi-Fi access point, specifically identified as an HPE Aruba networking access point, model AP228 or similar. Airports, stadiums, and other large public venues need to provide reliable Wi-Fi to a very large number of people in a concentrated area. These enterprise-grade access points are designed for that purpose. The 6 stubby antennae are for MIMO, multiple input, multiple output technology, which uses multiple antennas to send and receive more data at once, improving performance and capacity in a crowded radio frequency environment. 5 sets of 4 horizontal lines are seen across one side of a road, with nowhere else in the area having them. What is the purpose of these road markings? These lines are a type of rumble strip. Rumble strips are a road safety feature designed to alert inattentive drivers to a potential hazard through a tactile vibration and an audible rumbling sound. Unlike the shoulder rumble strips that wake up drifting drivers, these transverse rumble strips are placed across a travel lane. They are used to warn drivers that they are approaching a location where they need to slow down or be extra alert, such as a sharp curve, a toll plaza, a dangerous intersection, a roundabout, or a pedestrian crossing. These brass cylinders are filled with a heavy metal material and weigh over 10 lbs each. They were found in a new house, wrapped in paper labeled left, right, and center. They have a metal pin going through the middle once unscrewed. What are they for? These look like the weights for a grandfather clock. A mechanical, weight-driven grandfather clock typically has 3 heavy weights that hang on chains or cables. Each weight powers a different function of the clock. One typically powers the timekeeping mechanism, the pendulum, one powers the hourly chime, and one powers the quarter-hour chime melody. They are often labeled left, right, and center, as they are sometimes of slightly different weights and need to be hung in the correct position for the clock to function properly. The previous owners likely removed them for safe transport when moving the clock. In a 1970s house, a bar sink has a section on the side with 3 little removable brass-like cups. They aren't set in tightly, and each holds about half a cup of liquid. What are they for? If it's a bar sink, these are almost certainly designed to hold fruit and other garnishes for drinks. A bartender, whether professional or at a home bar, would use these small, removable cups to keep common cocktail garnishes close at hand. One cup might hold lime wedges, another could have lemon twists, and a third might contain maraschino cherries or olives. Being removable makes them easy to fill before a party and easy to clean afterward. It's a very practical feature for a dedicated wet bar setup. This old photo shows a woman holding a small black object. It's possibly some kind of vintage camera, but no lens is visible. The item on top is definitely a pack of cigarettes. What is the main object? The dimensions and time frame are right for a Kodak Brownie Hawkeye camera in its leather case. The Hawkeye, produced from 1949 to 1961, was an extremely popular and simple bakelite box camera. It often came with a fitted leather or leatherette case that looked just like that, which would obscure the lens. The flash unit would attach separately. It was a very common, easy-to-use camera that captured millions of family snapshots in the post-war era, so seeing one in a vintage photo like this is a classic slice of mid-century life. This alarm was found in the crawl space under a shower in a new apartment because it was beeping from a low battery. A best guess is a water level alarm. Is that correct? Yes, that's exactly what it is. The link provided shows a product called the Water Alarm Extreme at 115 dB. These are small, self-contained water leak detectors. You place them on the floor in areas prone to leaks, such as under a shower, near a water heater, or behind a washing machine. If the metal sensors on the bottom of the alarm come into contact with water, it triggers a very loud alarm to alert you to the leak before it causes major damage. The beeping it was making was the low battery warning. This metal object is approximately 500 to 500 milliamperes wide at the base. It was seen while paddling up a creek in the southern suburbs of Sydney. What is this piece of machinery? It's a twin-tank air compressor. An air compressor is a machine that takes in air and compresses it, storing it under pressure in a tank. This compressed air can then be used to power pneumatic tools, inflate tires, or for other applications. A twin-tank compressor has 2 storage tanks instead of 1, which can provide a larger reserve of air. The motor and pump assembly would be mounted on top of the 2 tanks. This is a common piece of workshop equipment that has been illegally dumped in the creek. This is a black and white square about 1.1 on the ground next to a gas station. The number 4 is painted on the ground next to it. What is its purpose? This is a ground control point, GCP, used for photogrammetry from aerial photography. When creating accurate maps or 3D models from aerial or drone photos, surveyors need to have points on the ground with precisely known coordinates. This high-contrast black and white checkerboard pattern is designed to be easily visible and identifiable in the aerial photos. The surveyor would use GPS equipment to measure the exact coordinates of the center of this target. This allows the photogrammetry software to accurately georeference and scale the entire set of photos, creating a map with survey-grade accuracy. These small white pellets were found in a garden in the UK. They seem waxy and smushy and are less than 1 centimeter long. The finder's dog was sniffing at them. What are they? This is bird food, specifically Suet pellets, probably with a mealworm flavor. Suet is rendered animal fat, which is a high-energy food source for wild birds, especially in winter. It is often sold in the form of blocks, balls, or these small pellets, which can be offered in a special feeder or scattered on a bird table. The waxy, smushy texture is characteristic of fat-based Suet. A bird likely dropped them from a feeder or was squawking mid-flight, scattering the pellets on the ground. This metal contraption is on the wall in a vet office. The arms can be swung left and right, and the plastic arms on the top come down. What is it for? This is a holder for a blood pressure cuff, a sphygmomanometer. In a clinical setting, the blood pressure cuff is often stored neatly on a wall-mounted holder like this one. The main part of the cuff, with its bladder and tubing, would be wrapped around the main body of the holder. The swiveling and folding arms would help to organize the tubing and the inflation bulb. This keeps the instrument handy for the vet or technician and prevents the tubes from becoming tangled. The commenter also humorously notes its resemblance to an upside-down clothes iron. Seen in the laundry room of a Zillow mansion listing, this is a white appliance about twice the height of a washing machine. There were already washers and dryers in the room, so it's not an additional one. What is it? This appears to be a Maytag dryer liner, steamer, and reservoir, or a similar type of wardrobe steamer or clothes refresher cabinet. These are high-end appliances designed to de-wrinkle, sanitize, and refresh delicate clothing that is not suitable for a traditional tumble dryer. You hang garments inside, and the machine uses steam to relax wrinkles and kill odor-causing bacteria, leaving the clothes ready to wear. It's a luxury appliance for gentle care of fine garments. These are small, fluorescent yellow plastic pieces that look like clear acrylic. A soda can tab is used for scale. What are they for? A reverse image search comes up with Gear Aid Ni-Glo Gear Marker. These are glow-in-the-dark gear markers. You would attach them to your gear, such as a tent zipper, a backpack, or a set of keys, using the missing keychain part. After being exposed to light, they will glow for hours in the dark, making it easy to find your gear in a dark tent or campsite. The other two pieces are likely components of the keychain or attachment system. They are a common accessory for camping and outdoor enthusiasts. If you love uncovering strange and mysterious objects, hit that like button and subscribe. Stay curious. More finds coming soon.